Hello.
Hey, hi Paige.
How are you?
I miss your face.
I'm
Good, I'm doing good.
good.
You glowing, looking all beautiful and stuff.
My light. I got light like right in front of me.
Ooh, I see it. I see you. I'm in front of a window. It ain't doing it the same for me.
Oh, yeah. I'm behind my window, so I was like, I need a light, counteract the light coming.
That's awesome.
How's your day going?
It's going pretty good. Just living life, setting up all this planning stuff I'm doing. How's yours?
It's all right, it's going. Still trying to, figure out things to do in quarantine and yeah.
Hey, if you ever need extra things to do, I mean, I can throw some stuff your way, you
I
know.
think I'm good. I think I'm good at finding the things. But if you need help with something, I got you.
Sounds good.
All right. So thank you for coming to chat with me. To get started, I just want you to kind of talk about what you do for work.
Okay. So I work at a community college. I oversee our one-stop student services area. So I'm a part of the enrollment management team. So when students first walk into the college, my full-time employees and student employees sit there and we help with anything from navigating the enrollment processes to getting registered for classes to figuring out their financial aid to connecting with advisors to connecting to any clubs or orgs on campus. We're pretty much just a bridge to a lot of other departments in one place.
Nice. How long have you been doing this job at this college?
So I've been doing this for just about a year now. So I've been at the college for 2 years and I was working under the academic advising department, overseeing that student employee group that kind of did some of the same things, but primarily for academic advisors. And then I got the opportunity to get into this new role because like our one-stop student services area was implemented just last fall, so like in October. So it's the first time the college has ever had anything like this. So my position was actually created brand new and just figuring this out during a pandemic, girl. I feel like I rewrite my job description every day.
You
So
probably do. They're like, do what you want and make it work. Thank you.
yep, add it to the list. Like this is what we're going to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um, so I know you have a background in athletics and with student athletes. How do you feel like your background in that has helped prepare you for your job now?
Oh my God. Especially this past year with the given like changes and everyone having to adapt to everything and anything being thrown at us. Obviously, there's a whole list of things that happened this last year. I think my background in athletics has helped me a lot because um, I've been able to like mentally endure and persevere through some of these things. And I think one, being a former athlete, coaching former athletes at a high level, like that mental toughness and that mental training is like super important, and it's helped me to kind of coach up my team and those around me to figure things out. So very thankful for my background in athletics and to be using it in this kind of new way, but it's a new challenge because it's not developing so much the physical as it is the mental and operational side of things.
Love that. I love that. So, what are some of your current passion projects? Like, what are you working on either within work, outside of work? Like, what's lighting that fire inside of you right now?
Oh my goodness, projects. Okay, so we start off by saying, hey, if you need stuff to do, I got plenty for you right now.
What a project.
And actually thinking about it, I probably have too much going on, but it's a good thing. I like being busy. Um, Starting off work wise, like I said, this is a new implementation at the college. So we're actually in the middle of construction too. So a brand new building is being built for us, and that will launch in December. So all of that goes into that is, making sure the construction project is good and our space is going to work for meeting the student needs, on top of building a new team. So I'm still hiring and training a lot of new employees. So that's a project in itself. Obviously, given the pandemic and college enrollment numbers and me being a part of enrollment management, there's things that we do every day to try and think of unique, passionate ways to get folks to college, whether they're traditional students or non-traditional, and supporting them, connecting them to those resources so that they can, meet their goals and be successful at trying to obtain those goals without it being super overwhelming and stressful. So we have a lot of different initiatives that way. Um, I also serve on like a committee that does a lot of projects for the college as a whole, more like staff and faculty based. It's called the Hope Initiative, and it's really focused on moving our staff and faculty forward, through the pandemic. Like we provide free apps for them and their family members, mental counseling, employee assistance program efforts, resilience training, focus training, all that good stuff that I was talking about. Athletics giving me, we're giving those tools back. So I'm a part of that team, and that takes a lot of the day to day. And then, yeah, just managing like the students coming in, registering and get ready to come back in person. A lot of folks have had to go remote, and now we're opening back up slowly but surely. So navigating, those capacity numbers, enrollment numbers, and getting people used to being face to face again. Because what does that even mean?
What are people like? You mean I have to physically be in your presence?
Yeah. Like sometimes it's awkward. It's like I don't know how to talk to people face to face anymore. It's been like a year.
Are you breathing on me? Or am I?
Yeah.
Like,
is this close enough? Are we too close? Like,
do I know you?
Yeah.
Like,
oh, don't even get me started on that. I haven't seen people's full faces. Like, it's weird,
Yeah, because like all the masks, it's like all you see is this, and then you see the whole
face.
Now what I was envisioning. You look like
exactly.
Yeah.
For good or for bad,
Doctors, I'm just like, ooh, okay. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah, and I have personal projects. Obviously, I'm getting married soon, so planning a whole wedding upcoming here. Actually, that was a lot of the work I was doing this morning before I got on this call with you. As you know, like I've sent this to you before, like with the Erica Lupus Patient Assistance Fund, I do an event around my younger sister's birthday every year. So getting ready for that walk. And this year we're going to do it virtually. So that's a little different from what it normally looks like in person. So just getting all that communication together and the website updated and the fun stuff updated.
You got a lot on your plate. You're busy.
I got a lot. I'm a busy person. I'm not going to lie.
Like all these things moving. I did want to kind of dive into like how it's been not only planning a wedding during a pandemic, but like planning for like how you'll have to adapt with the changes because of the pandemic. Because like when the pandemic first started, it was like nobody can go outside, you have to wear masks. Then it was like JK, you can't go outside. Then it was like JK, you can't go outside again. And now you can't be anywhere essentially. And then now things are opening back up. So kind of what has that process been like for you, and how have you adapted, and how do you like, I guess, have a backup plan in case things change again?
Yeah, I think what a lot of people are doing, just doing the best I can and reminding myself of what's actually important, what's actually necessary. At the end of the day, especially with this wedding planning stuff, talking to my partner, like as long as we're married, that's the whole goal. As long as we sign that piece of paper, get that license turned in on time, don't miss the deadline, we're good to go. Everything else is extra, okay? Everything else we can come back to. And I think really just focusing on what actually matters and what's necessary has really helped. And being flexible. I mean, we've had to, kind of change some of our extended family and friends plans and honeymoon plans due to the pandemic. We've had to lower numbers, which was like actually kind of weird, especially with both of us, because we definitely have large families. So we have a lot of extended family who to us are close. So even though they're like distant cousins, they're still people we talk to, right? And friends and through athletics, teammates, coaches, you name it. And it was really hard for us, even like narrowing down like who we were going to share that time with. Not because we don't want to share it with everyone, but just like, all right, if this venue keeps going back and forth about what the capacity numbers are, let's make sure that we're safe and within those no matter what. And really, just kind of tailoring that down, which has actually been a blessing because as you know, less people means it's less expensive. So it's been easier to budget for that. So I recommend that to anyone, pandemic or not. Like,
Yeah.
think about that money you spend in. Like, if you look up and you could have like bought a Porsche, like maybe it's too expensive, you know?
Okay. We're gonna have a party some other time, but like, yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, just really doing what's in our scope of control. So, like, not overdoing it, but still making it about us and what we enjoy. And I think we have a good balance of that. So, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be okay.
Awesome. I love that. I think that that's kind of like one of the main things that people are trying to focus on. I would say post-pandemic, but we're still in the pandemic. But I think like since the pandemic started, is just kind of focusing on what's really important at the time and understanding that everything else that you were so used to, so accustomed to, really want, like if it's not a necessity, it can be pushed. It can be done at a later time. And that it's just really important to do what you need to do for yourself and for the people you love that are closest to you. And to understand that even if some people aren't like the happiest with it, no matter what happens, it's like it's not about them. It's about you and protecting your own peace and doing what you need to do for you. And so I think that that's kind of like a common thing that's happening, and it's great that it's happening because it's making people really think about what they want and how they can grow themselves and how they can do things for themselves and not have to worry about so many other moving parts. I mean, yes, you have to worry about like whether or not you can have people there or not, or be inside or wear a mask, but it's like you don't have to worry about like who's going to be upset and who's not going to be upset, because at the end of the day that's not going to matter to you regardless. But this kind of just highlights that and shows that that's really not important. So I love that.
Yes, you hit it right on the head. Like, it's forcing us to take care of ourselves and think about ourselves. I know that sounds
Super selfish.
not normal. Yeah, like people are like, oh, I don't want to be selfish. Oh, I'm selfless. Oh, let me not think like that. But it's okay to think like that.
Yeah.
And this is the world we're living in, and people are okay.
Yeah, I
People
think
can
this
still
year has
live.
definitely made people adjust in ways that have forced them to grow and to put themselves first. Not in a selfish way, like I was saying before, but in a ways where it's like you are actually taking care of your personal self. And sometimes it's going to rub other people the wrong way because they're so used to getting like a certain amount of you, an amount of your energy, and you're just
Every
like,
part of you.
yeah, I can't do it no more. Okay, this
Yeah,
is
like,
not me.
I have
Okay,
no more toes and fingers to give, y'all.
right? It's like we all inside. Okay, I ain't got nothing else to give you.
I ain't got nothing else.
All
Exactly.
struggling. Okay. Yeah, but I think that's like my biggest takeaway I think from this year is just to honor like myself and what I need, and to not worry so much about everyone else, and to do what I can with what I have, because I mean, like some people were losing jobs and getting furloughed and like losing their houses and stuff, but I've been blessed throughout it all. So I'm really appreciative of what I've been able to accomplish during this time. Like, granted, I'm not where I want to be in life, but I am happy at where I am because it could be a lot worse. And I am grateful for what I do have. And
Yes. Amen to that. Preach, girl, preach.
but yeah, I think it's great that you're still, focusing on the bigger picture of as long as y'all are married, that's all that matters. And then, everything else can kind of fall into place where it falls into place. And I think that also you working on so many projects at the same time, what you're capable of doing and you're not overextending yourself. So I think it's awesome that you are not only working for you, but also working for helping other people in the community, or regardless of if it's through like your job or through like the walk for your sister, or to honor your sister, which I do want you to dive into a little bit more and kind of give us more information and details about that, because I feel like that's something that you do annually. And I feel like the more people that know about it and have more information about it, the more they can support you and other people struggling through the same.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. And thank you, Paige. That's so nice of you. I'm trying. We're all trying. I'm just trying to do the best with what I got, honestly. Most days I wake up and I'm like, yesterday was a good day. Like, I woke up today for a purpose. So today, let's see what's on. Like, bring it on. But yeah, kind of diving more into the work that I do for my younger sister, and it's emotional time right now. So just letting you know that in advance if my emotions start to come through.
All right.
Yeah, my younger sister, for those who don't know, she was diagnosed with lupus when she was 19 years old, just a short 4 months after that diagnosis and years before that of misdiagnoses. But once she was finally diagnosed, she was 19. 4 months later, she actually passed away, um, due to a lot of different, medical treatments and them trying to monitor and adjust the effects of the lupus, and it just was too much. So when that happened, I was still competing as a Division I track and field athlete at Colorado State. And I decided to do something for not only myself, but for my family and our community, because I was embarrassed that at the time of her diagnosis and passing, I didn't know a lot about lupus. Like, I heard of it before. I may have known a few people who may have had it, don't know. But it just kind of bothered me that like my younger sister passed away from something that I knew nothing about. So I started to do my research and talk to other people in the Fort Collins community, people who've had their own foundations, people who've had their own funds, own nonprofits, and just seeing like how did they get that going? What did it mean to them? How did it help them in their healing process through their different tragedies? And I landed on this connection to the UC Health of Northern Colorado Foundation, where they helped me establish a emergency use patient assistance fund. So what that does is all the money and proceeds that are raised from the various Erica events are used to help patients with like co-pays, meditation projects, grief counseling, gas cards, walkers, canes, medication, you name it. Instead of putting money directly in people's hands, we actually pay for those things for them. So that allows us to give 100% of the proceeds to those efforts under the UC Health umbrella. So I've been doing that since 2014. I took a couple years off, the years actually that I was in Austin, and then after that, the following year, just due to own life stuff and not being able to manage that all on my own. But now that I've been back in Colorado, this is our second year coming back to Colorado. This year, like I said, it's virtual. I launched a website last April that has a lot of information and about us and facts and just blogs and pictures and you name it. There's a lot of lupus awareness, just like facts and support resources and tools on there. And you can find that at ericafund.org. And that's fund as in like a fund that you put money into, not fun like whoop whoop with a D at the end. And yeah, so I've been doing that now since 2014. It's been a blessing, not only to myself, but there's people who I didn't even know I was touching with this project of mine, who have reached out or who call me for other resources or other connections, not just in Colorado, but there's people all over the world who are dealing with this. So it was a good healing project for me and my family to make something positive out of something that was so horrible and traumatic for us. And no matter how hard life gets, that's something this time of year, something that I always look forward to despite the tragedy, because it uplifts me in a way that allows me to like keep going and realize that there's a greater purpose to what I do. And I do it in May primarily because my younger sister's birthday was May 6th. So I always do it around her birthday. And that also kind of falls around Mother's Day. And with my stepmother losing her child, I that's a tribute to her too, to like celebrate my sister and my parents' daughter. So yeah, that's what the Erica Fund does. And I do a lupus awareness walk. So the virtual event is actually a walk. This year, people can walk on their own, whether it's their treadmill around their neighborhood, at their gym. It don't matter. Just walk, raise awareness. If you don't have Erica apparel, just wear purple. Tag us on your social media so we can share your post and show us how you're being creative with, bringing awareness to this very baffling disease.
I love that. Do you guys have like an Instagram page, or is it just mainly through like the website and then kind of like word of mouth?
Yeah, it's mainly through the website. Eventually, I will create an Instagram and Facebook page. Again, I just have not had time to manage that and keep that updated to the level of standard that I want. Like, I didn't want to just put one post and
there.
not look at it for like 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm horrible with my own social media. Like, so if anyone has any social media experience and you can help me, I'm all for it. So yeah, it's mainly through our website. So we post through our gallery. UC Health also features our page. They have their own like Facebook and Instagram accounts. So like during the events and stuff, I'll share with them some of the photos and videos that we have. We do post some of our walks when they are recorded on YouTube. So links to that are also on the website that you can check out. But yeah, just hashtagging it. There's literally millions of people across America who use these hashtags that I've put on the website. So if you are familiar with social media, you can like follow the tags and see the different posts of, World Lupus Day and Lupus Awareness Month, which is May. And that's kind of how I could just connect people to other people in the movement is mainly the purpose of that.
Nice. I like that. I love that actually. And I think it's great that you set it up as a nonprofit to the point where it pays for services for people who need that support, because I feel like a lot of people who are going through like lupus or even other diseases, they have so many bills and needs that they can't meet themselves. And sometimes, yeah, just handing them like a wad of cash, like, well, I have rent to pay, but it's like, but you also need this treatment. So putting this money specifically towards their treatment ensures that they are around or have the capacity to do what they need to do for the other things in their life that they need to do, and their health is being taken care of. So I think it's great that this allows their health to be a priority in their lives. It's so awesome.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was going for when I was researching how to do this. Because obviously, there's a lot of great nonprofits out there and a lot of great fundraising events. But I just didn't feel as comfortable like asking or even giving my own hard-earned money to something. And it's like, okay, yeah, like I've donated $1,000 this year and it went to like test tubes, which yes, test tubes are like important in research and like other stuff, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted this to go to people who needed it. And how we talked about earlier, it's hard for people to, when they're triaging, like take care of themselves, especially oddly enough, people who are going through these like baffling diseases like lupus or cancer, like you name it, they're always worried about taking care of something externally and they don't really think internally a lot. So yeah, with this fund, like they can't use the money for anything else. Like there's a list of things they can use it for and they have to pick one if they want to use it. And again, it's all directly related to giving them better quality of life. And that makes me feel really good.
I love that, especially because it does prioritize their health. Like even if they're going like in a million different directions and have so much on their plate, this is one thing they don't have to worry about as much because it's taken care of on some level. So that's awesome. So to end things, I want to know one
already.
Thing.
Ooh, we're having so much fun now.
Let me get back. You know what I'm saying?
People want to binge watch us, you know.
What is next? No.
I miss you. I love you. Okay.
We can keep going. We'll end this and we can keep going afterwards if you like.
Okay.
But what is one thing you want to grow in, like on any level, like personal, professional, whatever? One thing you want to grow in and what you need to do between now and whenever to grow in that area?
Ooh, that's a good question, Paige. Oh, one thing I want to grow in. Obviously, like I'm a very spiritual person. And one thing I think I would like to continue to grow in that I've kind of started within this last year is just growing and like into my own authenticity or into my own truth. And what I mean by that is being okay with being myself and presenting myself in every space that I occupy. So like not just at home, not just, at work, not just with the people I'm comfortable with, getting more comfortable with standing in like my authenticity and my truth. So that's something that I want to continue to grow in, that I've definitely gotten better at this last year, but there's still a lot of room for improvement there. And yeah, I think some of the steps I'll take towards that is, continuing to be honest with my words and truthful with myself, setting realistic, expectations for myself, setting, appropriate boundaries for myself. And it's like, I need to take care of Ashley right now, so I need to tell you no, or tell Ashley yes more than I do, things like that. So that's what I hope to continue to grow through this next year, especially before I get married and become a whole nother part of a person's life. I want to make sure that I'm bringing my true authentic self 24/7.
I love that. Yeah, I think that that's also like that's one of the things that I also want to grow in, because like I've realized that I am different people with different people, or different person with different people. Yeah. And it's not purpose, like it's
Not intentional,
yeah,
right?
it's
It
not
just
intentional.
happens.
It's not meant to be like a negative. It's just that I feel like as a Black woman in society, you don't have to, but historically we've had to change who we are around certain people in order to be accepted
Accepted,
or
yeah.
seen as professional, or, you know, a certain way to keep a certain status. And I've been realizing that that's where a lot of problems happen for us, is because we're trying to be this person that we're not. And it's hard to be genuine and authentic while trying to be someone else. Like you may be that person on a level, but it's not your true self. And so it eats away at you without you realizing that it is. So I love that you're growing in that and working on that. It's something that I'm continuing to grow and work on, because Lord knows. So if I can help you, let me know.
Hey, I was like, let me know how I can support you. I'm here to support you too. We can grow in this together.
But I love that. That's one of the things that you want to grow in, because that's what it's all about, is just being comfortable being you no matter where you are, and not worrying about how it's going to be received by other people.
Absolutely. Well, yay. Now I have another accountability partner. I'll hit you up like, Paige, slap some sense into me, girl, because
like, okay, virtual slap.
I don't want to show up like this.
But thank you for talking with me.
Oh, thank you, Paige. And I love that you're doing this. Thanks for having me.